Jakarta consists of MRT, BRT, LRT, and regular buses. So first we're enjoying, this is our BRT, this is electric buses. We have now 30 electric buses, and we hope to have, we plan to have 100 by the end of the year, and we plan to have all fleets electric by 2030. That's our plan. And you know, throughout the trip, we'll be having conversation. I'd like to invite you to enjoy, ask questions, and just interact. And we're happy to entertain any questions, and perhaps you can also taste some of Jakarta coffee along the way. Thank you. This is an example of how we did planning in the past. We were doing construction both almost at the same time, but we're not talking about integrations. So those who are taking the train unable to transfer to the BRT, and those who are taking the BRT unable to transfer to the MRT. So what we did in the past 3 years, we built these constructions of this round building. The idea is to connect the two. And since then, the two lines is integrated, and passengers coming from any directions can transfer. And this is one of the oldest part. And on that side is the headquarters of ASEAN. So the ASEAN Secretariat is on that corner, and the name of the station here is ASEAN Stations. This symbolizes the message about integrations. It's one word, but with that, we're able to convert many things. So what we're going to do, we're going to go up to the station there, and then we're going to take the MRT to the northbound to the downtown of Jakarta. Okay?
So enjoy the green areas. Small spots, but they add something to quality. Really.
Yes,
this
indeed.
spot, the other one over there, and the other one over there.
Yes,
I like
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
And we were talking about parks. You know what, the way we did it, we built parks across Jakarta. 90% of our populations able to reach a park within 800 meters of their residence. So 90% of the population is disabled. And we would like to create an ecosystem for birds, because birds can only fly 500 meters. If we are able to build more parks, the city will again be the home of birds, because we used to be home of birds, but we need to rebuild more parks. But with that, it's already created greenery here. So let's go up there. We are doing urban regenerations. Many of the what we call kampung, the traditional neighborhood, they are often what we call slum area, congested, crowded, and not hygiene. So we are doing a reform of that. And this is one example that in one area, the government was doing a land clearing at that time, and the population had to be relocated. It was very controversial policy. This is in the very northern part of Jakarta, one of the oldest part of Jakarta. The first port of Jakarta was actually here. And then we're coming into the office, and we said we're going to do reconstruction, rebuilding of the community. And the process is a very consultative process. Mr. Sarjoko, who is here, he's the head of the housing department in our city government. And along the way, we're doing participatory planning process. To be honest, it takes a long time. It's really testing your patience, because you have to involve the residents, and then social activists, experts, government officials, and mediators. And going through a planning with 5 different stakeholders, it is quite time consuming. But when we come to agreement, everybody is happy. So instead of us making decision, the process itself participatory. So this is a pictures of that process of participation of consultation, and the process is 2 years, 2019 and 2018 and 2019, and then construction started in 2020, and by now all the buildings are ready.
Are monetizing the asset as much as possible of the payment of Jakarta integrations, all kind of public transport, which called Jaklingko.
Yeah, this is why it's the busiest. The commuter line is here, the airport station is there, and then the BRT system is on the top. So in this intersection, it is the busiest, as this is the hub of all modes of transport in our city. And let me show you the reform that was done here. So if you see the tunnel there, and you see the road there, this used to be roads for motorized vehicles. We converted the entire area into pedestrian area. And of course, at the beginning, it was controversial. Now, we all realize that this is the way to manage public transports. So the road is still there. If you see the road, it's still there, but it's no longer going through the tunnel.
It's diverted.
It is basically a dead end, and it used to be like the roundabout, so that people can make a U-turn. In the one on the top is the main street of Jakarta business districts. So, and behind the wall, that is one of the oldest canal in our city. So if I may tell history a little bit, this is the furthest south side of Jakarta. The border was that canal. That's why the track is on that side, because it was the last part of Jakarta then. Now we're in the very central of Jakarta. That this area is for pedestrian. And then if you have to make a U-turn, then we design it somewhere else. And then we converted this into an open space. We call it the third space. First space is at home, second space is at work, and third space is sidewalks, public space, including parks. So we designed this as a public space, and we invited artists to do drawing on the walls and murals, the graffiti, the murals, and all of that.
I like this picture also.
Yeah. On the left side is a murals that was created last month by our artists, but we're changing it, like every other year, so that there's a dynamics of this.
COVID testing. Any other side?
This is the story of Jakarta, basically. So that coffee, tea that is sold here is the sellers, the owners are all individuals with disabilities. And this has inspired more coffee shops across the city to allow and to have employees of individuals with disabilities. So, anyone who likes some coffee? It can be cold coffee, it can be hot coffee. So,
Hot coffee.
hot coffee. Which one you like? There is espresso, americano. You don't drink coffee? Tea? You're fine? Madam? Tea?
Americano.
You're fine, you sure? Okay. What do you want?
Americano.
Americano.
This is the pure.
Here is the thing. Do you want to practice this too? Ahmed? Let's see. Just a minute. There is a sign here.
It's B on there.
B. That's right here.
Must be this. Oh, that is
Okay. Hot or cold?
hot.
Hot.
No, Governor, you know what my name is in his language?
What?
My name in the Netherlands?
Huh?
His.
Oh really? Ahmad is
Yeah,
this.
Pak Ahmad ini adalah wali kota Rotterdam.
Governor, thank you very much. This is my 5th visit to Jakarta, and I must say that I'm witnessing really a major progress in the way how the city is developing. This is a great city with great people, and the management of the public space, from which public transport is part of it, it's really a significant progress. What I have been witnessing is the introduction of a long-term philosophy of opening the city through a public transport system. The only way really in the future to have a livable city in major cities like Jakarta with millions and millions of inhabitants is a significant investment in the public transport. That's the only way to do it. To give the space back to citizens, to walkers, to cyclists, and less space for the cars. I mean, we city leaders must be open about that in the future there will be less space for cars and more space for green, for walking and for cycling and all this type of affordable public transport. I have seen also the quality and the pricing. I see also other examples in the world how cities are managing the public transport, and it's encouraging also me to bring this picture back. Although Rotterdam has an excellent public transport system, we have a major subway also connecting The Hague with Rotterdam, which is 30 kilometers. It's fascinating to see how a major investment in the public transport is also an investment in the economy.
Indeed.
Better connections means a better economy, more jobs, and I would like to congratulate the city of Jakarta, the efforts of last decades in investing in public transport and also in the public space. So on the right track, Governor.
Thank
so
you.
continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mayor Ahmad Abu Talib, Mayor Eric Garcetti, and also our friends Emilia Sais from the UCLG and Milak from C40, and all the delegates coming from the participating cities, including Indonesian mayors for joining us tonight. Let me name a few. The Mayor of Palu, Pak Rahmat Masud. Where are you, Pak Rahmat? Mayor of Palu. There we go. That's the Mayor of Palu. Palu is located in the southeast of Sulawesi Island. So it took about 3 to 4 hours of flying to get into his city. And then the Mayor of Palembang. Are you here yet? Because one bus was left behind. So some of us were a bit behind. Already here now. All participants, all delegation, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me on behalf of the people and the government of Jakarta to welcome all of you in this city. You have experienced, it's the first day in our city. I hope Jakarta treats you well so far, and we hope that you will enjoy Jakarta. But allow me to say a little bit about our city. This city has islands of 111 islands, part of our city. Perhaps this is the only city in the world, megapolitans, that have islands as part of the city. 11 were populated, so they're located north of us, and south of us were the highlands. So we are in the locations that has been central of trades for centuries. And the ship that we are at, the Finisi, this is the ship that has transported spices from the Malukus all the way to Africa, all the way to Europe for centuries. So this is the one, the ship that has transported all the spices there. So we have decided, let's do the first evening, having a dinner in a coastal area, enjoy the sunset. Unfortunately, the cloud was was not that friendly to us today, but we would like you to experience that Jakarta is not a city in the central of a continent. It is actually in the coastal area. And we have been working to transform this coastal area into visitable places. In the past, the coastal area was mostly for industry. Unfortunately, minimum engagement. So generally, Jakartans didn't feel like they're living in the coastal area. So in the past few years, we started working on that, and we're grateful to see the result. Now more and more people are coming to the beach, more and more people coming to the coastal area. So that's a little bit about us, and the rest, we'll have the more serious session tomorrow. Tonight, we hope you enjoy the evening, the engagement, the music, and I hope this will bring you a special experience of having an evening in a Pinisi ship that has been here for hundreds of years. And by the way, the UNESCO has already declared this as intangible World Heritage. So the Pinisi. So if we are actually opening up everything, it can actually sail. We will be doing a little bit of sailing. We'll make sure we'll come back to Jakarta, so don't worry. It's only surrounding this area. And again, thank you everyone. I really like to express my appreciations to all of you that are making the effort to come to Jakarta. And many have traveled so many hours to come to Jakarta. Jakarta, Indonesia is located in the far east of Asia. So all the way to the southeast of Asia. So to many of you, it's truly a far traveling. For our friends from Argentina, where are you from Argentina? How many hours it takes you to fly here? 33 hours of flying. Thank you. Let's give applause to her for coming all the way. 33 hours. Mayor, Eric, how many hours it took you? It took, 20 hours or something. About 20 hours. So it's a long distance travel. We truly appreciate that you come and participating in this important event for us. This is an event that Jakarta has been looking forward for so many months. We have done preparations, and having G20 presidency has truly re-energized us. We have been focusing so much on domestic issues for so many years, given the challenge that the Indonesia is facing. And then now we are at the G20 presidency. We then realize again the importance to re-engage with the world. And now we're just doing that. Again, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for participating. Let's enjoy the evening, and let's enjoy Jakarta. Thank you.
Terima kasih banyak. Thank you. Terima kasih Bapak. Sip. Terima kasih ya.
Terima kasih, Pak. Terima kasih, Pak.
Makasih. 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 Will do.